This is Julie Ashcraft, nicknamed Jigsawnovich. I curated this exhibition, the Grand Cypher, hip-hop, Iran and Syria. And I'm very happy that Saye Sky, this very famous Iranian rapper, has agreed to include her beautiful lyrics. Part of the topic of this panel discussion is defense, and maybe the most important thing in terms of defense is being able to defend yourself and defend your feelings and your body, your ideas. So do you want to talk a little bit about your experiences?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I'm really glad that you invited me to this exhibit, Julie. Thank you so much. It's great. At the beginning, I just wanna say something about defending. I have different feelings about this word defending.
Okay.
But maybe standing up for your rights and human rights, for your basic human rights would be a better way of describing it. Through my music, lyrics, and my rap, I learned how to describe my feelings and talk about how hard it is for a girl in Iran to be who she wants to be, and especially for LGBTQ community. According to the government, we don't exist.
I've heard that they are willing to pay for your sex change if you decide that you want to do that. That's true, right?
That's the only thing but a lot of people are not trans and they don't want to have that sex change.
Right.
But they make you go through the whole thing because they think that's the only way you should live. You can't be with your same sex. So when I was a teenager, I started talking about teenagers' problems in Iran and how difficult it is, even for girls and guys, for straight people, because of the culture and the government that's so strict about having any kind of interactions, a girl and a guy, in the streets, in public.
One of my friends told me that because the government is strict about, being able to hold hands or even just walk together sometimes or sit together in a park. At least it was that way 3 years ago in Bushehr. Is that because they're strict sometimes, or at least they have been in the past, that this makes people maybe more likely to want to have an affair with someone of the same gender because that's who you're with. You're with your friends of the same gender also, so maybe it's more likely that you'll have that kind of relationship because they're so strict. Is that true?
It is true. It is true, but not for everyone. But I can tell you that yes, a lot of teenage girls in Iran, they would like to have sex and experience it, and because they can't have access to, if they're straight, and because they can't have access to the opposite sex, they go for the same sex, and they do it anyway. I mean, in my high school, a lot of people would sleep with each other. But I can also say that let's not forget about the fact that we do have huge LGBTQ community in Iran. I mean, in different cities, especially cities like Shiraz, Tehran, Isfahan, and Tabriz. These big cities, the underground LGBTQ community definitely exists.
Even though there's big risks, right? Do they?
Yes.
They do execute people occasionally, although it's not very often, right?
Yes, they do. Unfortunately, 4 years ago, the Iranian government was after me, and I could have been killed because if I stayed in Iran and I had to run and I had to escape. But at the same time, here, 4 years after, on the same planet, I'm safe, I'm free, I can do whatever I want. I can hold my girlfriend's hands in the street, I can kiss her in public, and nothing would happen to me. And to me, it's just so strange that. What does it make a difference? I'm still the same person. This is still the same planet, and two different governments are completely different.